Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Welcome back to our coding session. Welcome back to our online coding. Welcome, join us. Let's carry on from where we left. Let's do something new. Let's solve problems. Today we're looking at creating your own controls together with sending an orange message block. That's what we'll be looking at today. If you still remember very well, yesterday we did look at our game. We finished up our game where there was a race between a dog and a rabbit. Okay. And we said today we're going to put our own controls on that so that we see how we can control them ourselves. Okay. Just for our checks and balances, our lessons are on YouTube. We have done 13 lessons. We've done 13 lessons. Find them on YouTube and go back to them, find how we did things and explore. Okay. And then a little bit of admin that we need to do. Please fill in the form. Remember, I sent you the form. I'm still going to send the link today. I'm going to copy the link and put it on the chat. Fill in this form and send your details. Ask your parents to actually fill in this form for you, and they will send this back to us. We need your details so that you can get your certificate for being part of this adventure. Okay, so please go and ask your parents to fill in those details for you and make sure that that gets to us before the end of day today. It is our final deadline today. If you have not submitted this form by end of day today, you will not receive a certificate. Please make sure that you fill in this form. Ask your parents to help you fill in this form today. I can say maybe at the end of this lesson, make sure that you have filled in this form so that you can get a certificate. Remember, again, send out a chat within our lesson. If ever there is a problem, I'll make sure that I'll be checking my chats as we go. And remember, we have an open session at the end where you can ask questions, right at the end of the session. So make sure that if there is something pressing, put a message on the chat box, and then we will actually attend to that. Also, please, if you need to email something to me, here is my email address, giwainzovu@africateengeeks.co.za. Please, if there is something that you're worried about, something that you need me to clarify, you can email me on that email that I've given you. And please, on this Friday, we'll have a 30-minute session. Thereafter, we're going to have an open session where our parents are going to join in, and we'll be able to interact. We'll be able to talk to each other through the cameras, and then we'll be able to talk about how the course has gone so far. If you want to say something about the course, please feel free to send me an email. I've shown you the email address. Send me an email, and we'll give you a slot, and you can say something on how the course has gone. Please, I need this gone through our parents. We have to talk to our parents first, because we cannot just put ourselves on an online platform before we talk to our parents. So if you feel you have to say something and your parents approve, please send me an email there, and then we'll try and make up a slot on Friday where your parents can also be online and you are online, and you can open up your camera and say something. Okay, so we are coming up to exciting times on Friday. I'm looking forward to you being there, each and every one of you being there. Make sure you're part of that session on Friday. Okay. We're going to carry on today. What are we going to be doing today? Today we are adding our own controls. Remember, we have been controlling our characters. We've been controlling our characters through the use of coding. Today we're going to add our own controls to try and control the game. In other words, we're going to use an existing background. We're going to use that game that we coded yesterday and the day before, and we're going to make sure that we add movement up, movement down, left, right, and then that will be together with send orange, green, red, blue message. That's what we're going to be doing today. So I need you to get ready. We're going to start now going into Scratch Junior so that we start adding our own controls, and then we make sure that we control the game the way we want, not a pre-programmed way. I'm going to go on to Scratch Junior now, and I'm ready now to add our own controls in an existing background, and then we make sure that we work from there. Okay, right, I'm going to share my Scratch screen now. Okay, I'm on the home screen for Scratch. I'm ready now to start adding our own controls so that we use our own controls to play a game. I'm going to start off by clicking on the plus sign there to start a new project. Start on a new project. I'm starting a new project, and I'm going to use an existing background of our game. Remember, we had our game yesterday. I'm going to use that background for the game. Without wasting time, where do we get backgrounds from? Where do we get backgrounds from? We get backgrounds from here. So I'm going to click over there, and I already have a background that has got my game. Remember, when you create characters, they are also added onto your backgrounds. So I can pick this background. That's the one that I want. I'm not painting a new one. I'm just picking up this background, and then I click on apply. And then that new background is put in. Remember, that's the background where the rabbit was racing with the dog. Okay, I've added a new background. I no longer want this character. I no longer want this character. So I'm going to click and hold. If you hold, you find that this X comes up so that you are able to delete it, and that character is gone. Okay, here is our background that we designed for the game, and I'm going to use it. We're trying to add our own controls. So I'm going to add my own controls here. And all those controls are characters. All those controls are characters. So I'm going to add a new character by clicking on the plus sign there. When I click on the plus sign, don't worry about these ones that are already there. I was trying that, practicing. Remember, you have to practice for you to be more perfect. So let's go on to our paint. Let's go on to our paint here. So go on and click your paint. Here we are on paint here. And I'm going to give this arrow a name. I'll just give the character, this character a name and say up. Why am I saying up? Because this will be an arrow going up. This is going to be an arrow going up. So I've typed in up there and I'm ready now to draw it. So I come and choose a line, and then I'm going to draw the arrow from here. I'm going to draw the arrow from here, and then please try to be stable with your mouse and draw something better than me. Okay. There is my first arrow. There is my first arrow. Okay. I've added my first arrow and I call that arrow up. I've drawn it. Use your line, and I'm going to fill in the color of this line. I'm going to fill in this color of this line. I'm going to use different colors so that I can easily work with them. I'm going to fill in different colors. So there's my up arrow, and I want it as a red. I'm going to choose red. So I'm going to choose the fill, which is the bucket here, and then come and choose the red, and then click inside the arrow. It has been painted red. Remember, you come down here onto your bucket and then you choose the color, and then there it's pointing up. And then I can apply this. I can use this one by clicking on apply. There is my arrow. Okay, I will try and put them here on the green blocks so that I don't disturb the movements this side. I'm going to put them inside the blocks here so that they don't disrupt the movements. Okay, so I'm going to add another arrow again. I've added up. I'm going to add another arrow. I'm going to draw it, and I pick a line, and I'm going to draw it over here. Okay, it's in red ink, no problem. Okay, I've drawn my arrow. This one is pointing towards the right. I'll just say right. So I'm going to type there and say right. And I'm going to also paint it. I'm also going to paint it on a different color so that I can easily identify it. So go on to your paint. The other one I used red. Now let me use green. So I'll pick paint and then choose green and then click inside. And then it fills it up with a green color. Okay. Then I can apply this. There it is. And so I'll bring it over here. I'll bring it over here. I'm putting them inside this block so that they do not disrupt the white blocks where the character moves. So I'm going to use them inside these blocks. Okay. Then I'm going to add another one that says down, and then the other one that says left. So the same way I'm adding this one, I'm going to go on and click on the plus sign, and then go on to paint. After going on to paint, I choose my draw. I'm drawing the one that's pointing to okay. There is my arrow pointing to the left. So I'll give it a name there that says left. I'm going to give it a name left, and then make sure that you paint, make sure that you fill the color. So go into the bucket and pick, let me pick blue. Let me pick blue on this one, and then fill it in with blue. There is my left, and then I put it in. There is my blue arrow, and then I put it over there. And then the last arrow that I want to put is the one that is going to be facing down. So I'm going to add another one, the last arrow. So click on the plus sign, and then paint again. I'm choosing a new arrow, and then choose a line so that I can draw my arrow. I'm ready to draw. Okay. Okay, there's my arrow. No, just undo. I'll redo that one again. Redo that one again on the line. I need the one pointing to my left. I need the one pointing to my left. Check again. What was it? I have the up, the right, the left, so I need the one that's pointing down. I need the one pointing down. Okay, so redo that one again. I will need the one pointing down. Okay, come pick the line, and then it should be pointing down. Okay, there we go. Okay, there is the line pointing down. Fill color, go into the bucket, and I'm going to choose a color. Let me choose brown. Let me choose brown. Okay, there is my brown. I'll pick that brown and then click inside. It's filled in brown. Then apply it. There is my arrow. Okay, that one is pointing down. There are my arrows. I'm ready now to add my character. I'm ready now to add my character, which is I'll use a rabbit that will be running around, and I will control it using these arrows. So I'm going to add the last character here, which is the rabbit. I'm not drawing the rabbit now. I'm simply picking the rabbit from here and then apply it. There is the rabbit, and then I'll drag it and put it at the right position. And then if it's at the right position, resize it so that it can fit within our paths. Resize that. I want to shrink it a little. Click on that. It's shrinking, it's shrinking. I think it's fine now. Throw away the resize block and put the rabbit where you want it to start. Okay. So those are the 5 characters that we've added. The right, left, the one pointing down, and the one pointing up. So we now need to start coding. So what do we do now? If I click on the right, let me start off with this one that says character. It was supposed to be renamed to down. Okay, let me start with the character. When I click on down, it should actually move down. So when I click on this particular character, it should send a signal to the rabbit so that the rabbit can move down. So I've clicked on the character down here, and then what coding should be there? When I click on the arrow, right? So Where do you find on click? You come and pick on click. When I click on the arrow, right, there should be a message sent to the rabbit. So when I click on the arrow, there should be a message sent to the rabbit. So I'll bring in send message. When I click on the arrow, it will send a message. It's sending a message to where? It's sending the message to the rabbit. Okay. If you click on this arrow that is pointing down here, you get different colors. Okay. You can use different colors so that I know which one is sending, which one is the rabbit receiving. I will choose, because this one I said it is brown, I'll just leave it as this first one. I'll leave it as this first one. You see, when I get to this one, I will use blue. When I get to this one, I will use green. Okay. So after clicking on this one, it means when I click on arrow, it will send a message, sending a message to the rabbit. So go on to the rabbit. What message is sent here? When the rabbit receives the message sent by the arrow, what should happen? And check here, I'm using the brown one here. I'm not using the red, the yellow, the other colors. I'm using the brown message. When the brown message is sent from the character down, the rabbit should react in a certain way. How is it supposed to react? It's supposed to move down. So I have to bring in movement now. So bring in movement, and where is it supposed to move to? When it's received the brown message, it's supposed to move down. Okay, does that make sense? Because this character is the character pointing down, so whenever it sends a brown message, when the rabbit receives the brown message, it should move down. Okay, when the rabbit receives the brown message, it should move down. So there are many coding messages that are going to be done on the rabbit, because it will receive a message from the brown arrow, it will receive a message from the blue arrow, from the green arrow, and from the other. So I hope you got that. I'm going to go on to the next arrow. I'm going to go on to the blue arrow now. The blue arrow is also going to send a message. When I click on the arrow, when I click, so I have to bring in on click. So I drag down on click. When I click on the blue arrow, it should also send a message. So I should go on and choose what? Send message. And I bring in the send message. Sorry, that's receive message. I pick send message. The send message should be different from this one, which is character brown. Okay, so I'm going to say send message blue, so that I can actually be able to differentiate them. The other one is blue, the other one is green. So the rabbit will know how to respond to blue, how to respond to brown, how to respond to green. So when message blue is sent, what should the rabbit do? I go back to the rabbit and I add when it receives a message. Which message is it receiving? It's receiving the message from blue. So I'm going to choose blue here. When you receive message blue, what is supposed to happen? What is supposed to happen when you receive message blue? Remember, message blue is telling us go to the left. So I need movement to the left. So I go on into movement and I choose movement to the left. And I'm choosing that it moves once, because for it to move more than once, the person should click on the blue. We should click on the blue arrow several times. So whenever you click, it moves one space. You click on it, it moves one step. Click on it, it moves one step. So that's why I'm leaving all of them with one step. Okay, I'm going to go on to the right. I'm going to go on to the right. Then go on to the right. The right should also send a message. The right arrow should also send a message. So I go on to send a message. When the right arrow is clicked, it should actually send a message. Which message is it sending? Which message is it sending? It is sending a green message. So choose green. Okay? When we click on the green arrow, it should send a green message. And that message is received by the rabbit. So I'll go on to the rabbit, and then when the rabbit receives, receiving which one? Which message? When it's receiving the green message, what should it do? It should move to the right. It should move to the right. So I go on and choose movement, and I choose move to the right. One step. Okay. Shaping up. We've coded 3 of them. And after we have coded that side, we make sure that because they are coded to send a message, the rabbit also receives that message. It receives the message from the brown arrow, it receives the message from the blue arrow, it receives the message from the green arrow. So now we're going on to the last arrow, which is the red arrow. So we're going to go on to the red arrow. Okay, I'm going to go on to the red arrow. Here is my red arrow. Okay, I also need to add some coding on the red arrow. When the red arrow is clicked, so you go on and choose on click, pick on click. If it is clicked, it should send a message, So pick send a message. Okay, is it sending a brown message? That's why we color coded it to red. It's sending a red message. So I'll come and choose what? Red message. So it sends a red message to what? To the rabbit. And when the rabbit actually receives the red message, what should it do? I'm going now on to the rabbit so that it can receive the red message. Okay, now on the rabbit, I will choose again when receiving a message. This is when receive. When you're receiving which message? Message from the red. So I'll go on and choose what? Red. When you're receiving the message from the red is pointing up. So which direction is it supposed to move? It's supposed to move up once. Okay, there we go. So those are the 4 arrows. The 4 arrows are coded in such a way that they send messages. And we have coded the rabbit to receive those 4 messages. Why 4 messages? Because there are 4 direction arrows. There is the blue, the red, the green, and the brown. They are coded in such a way that they send messages. When you click on them, they send a message. And then the rabbit receives the message. And acts on the message. It moves once in that particular direction. So that's how simple it is. That's how simple it is to code your direction arrows. Remember, those are the 5 characters that we used. They should the arrows send a message to the rabbit, and then the rabbit, when it receives the message, it takes some action. I'm ready now to run this program. Remember 5 characters, you code on each and every character according to its direction, but on the particular arrow, you only say, when it is clicked, send a message. When it is clicked, send a message. When it is clicked, send a message. But on the rabbit, which is our character, which is supposed to move, when it receives each of those messages, the brown from pointing down, the blue pointing to the left, the green pointing to the right, and the red pointing up. So what action is it supposed to take? It's supposed to move in those defined directions. So I'm ready now to run this one. I'm ready now to run this program. I'm going to put a presentation mode. put presentation mode, and then I'm going to click on run. Click on run. Remember, what is our action? We're supposed to click on the arrow for the rabbit to move. So I need the rabbit coming to get in here. I need the rabbit coming to get in here and then moving. So I'm going to click on which arrow the rabbit's supposed to move on this direction. Sorry. Okay, something is not working. Let's check again. Let's go back and check. The program says when I click on an arrow, when I click on the arrow, it will send a message. Okay. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. Go on and say run. Okay. And then when I click on the arrow, the left is working, and then I need it moving down. See, it's moving down, 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 it's moving down. I need it changing direction. My green arrow has got an error there. I need to fix it. Let me check the up arrow. The up arrow is working fine. And then the left arrow, it's working fine. And the down arrow, it's working fine. So there is a slight error on the green arrow. Let's check again and see whether it's doing what it's supposed to do, the green arrow. Okay, I'm going to go on to the green arrow. Okay, check on the green arrow. When you click it, it sends a message, okay? And then on the rabbit, check again. When it receives the green message, it's supposed to move one step to the right. Green message, move one step to the right. Okay, seems it's actually moving there. Let's try again. Right, green message, and then the rabbit, green message, move to that direction. Okay, we'll try again to run it again. I'll click on the green. Green refused to move. Down is moving, left is moving, up arrow moving. Okay, let's change this right arrow. Let's change this right arrow and give it another message color. Let's give it another message color and see. Let's try and use yellow. Let's try and use yellow. And then I'm going to come back to the rabbit now and say when it receives the yellow message. I'm going to remove the green because it was moving. So go on and choose when you receive from the yellow message, and then what action it's supposed to move one step to the right. Okay, pick one step to the right. Okay, try to run it again and see whether it does what it's supposed to do. Click, and then I'm trying the green one. Green not moving, green not moving. Okay, the down one moving, left moving, and the right moving. Okay, there is an error on our green. It receives, when you click on it, it sends a message. And then, okay, try back green around, try green again. Bring it in. When you receive, you're receiving from the green, and you move once to this side. Okay, try it. It's moving when you do it here. When we try run it here, it's moving. Let's see when we're running it as a whole. Okay, green, Our green arrow is totally refusing to move. Okay. Okay, that's direction arrows. That's direction arrows. I'll quickly verify what is wrong with my right arrow. Is there anyone who got it right on the right arrow and it's moving on in the right direction? Anyone who got it right and it's moving in the right direction? Two people are saying they got it right and it's moving in the right direction. There is something that is wrong with my arrow here. It's refusing totally to move to the right. But the coding looks perfectly fine, right? When you click on it, it sends a message using the green, okay? When it sends the message using the green, the rabbit should receive the green message and move to the right ones, okay? That is what it's meant to do, okay? I see most of you got it right there. I can see you are now pros. You're now geniuses in this. You can code and it works. Okay, that's your direction arrows. That's your direction arrows. So when you give someone a chance to play this game, when you give someone a chance to play this game, the person is able now to use these arrows that you see here. Is able now to move down, move up, move in the direction that you want the person to move to. This is now controlled by the user, and it's different from what we had done yesterday. Remember, yesterday it was controlled by us, who are the people who code. It was not programmed by, it was not controlled by the user. So if it is now controlled by the user, you are able now to give someone this game and say, okay, please, can you take that rabbit from the its original direction, its original position, and make sure that it gets to its end position. And if you wanted a two-player platform, then you were going to make maybe two sets of direction arrows, maybe some over here and some over there, so that this one might control maybe the rabbit, and then the other set of arrows, maybe it's controlling the dog, so that they all try to race until they get to the finish point, which is somewhere here. So this is how you code your own user-created direction arrows. Okay, I'm using the bump block on the right arrow. That's why it's not working. Okay, the bump block on the direction, bump block on the right arrow. Okay, let's quickly check. Okay, go back to the right. Oh, okay. This is the bump. Thank you very much. This is the bump. It's not the click. We need the click. Thank you very much. One of my professionals has actually corrected me. Thank you very much there for the correction. We need to use when you click, not when you bump it. Thank you very much there. So take this one off. Take this one off. When you click on it, it should move. Then everything else should actually work. Check on the left arrow. That's the same thing that happened. We said when you click, and then on the down arrow, we said when you click. And I made a mistake over there and said when you bump instead of when you click on it. When you bump on it, it sends a green message. This should be working now. Let me try to run it again. I'll put it on presentation mode and then click on run. Okay, and then my direction arrow there is my right. It's now moving fine. You can see that. And then I can now control that it can go down, slightly go up. The size of my rabbit is not the proper one. I was supposed to make it slightly smaller so that it can fit on the path that I'm using. There, it's moving down now. Okay, and move slightly up. Make sure that it doesn't bump on the walls. Okay. Then when it gets, there, it is able now to go down to the finishing point. Okay. So those are your direction arrows, and you can ask anyone now to play on full screen here, and this person will be able to click on the different arrows, to control your character, So people, that's how you use your direction arrows. You create your own direction arrows, and you're able to play through tapping. So when someone taps on the arrow, it moves in that particular direction. For interest's sake, I need you to finish up this game, and then maybe at the corners here, I'm going to take it back to normal mode. At the corners here, I'm going to add, for example, let me add a scorpion. Let me add a scorpion here. So I'm going to add another character and then look for a scorpion. Not a scorpion, I'm trying to say a crab, add a crab. Okay, I will add a crab here and then drag it here and make it smaller. I'm going to make it smaller. I'm going to resize it so that it is smaller, and then resize it. I need it very small. Okay, and then I put it here. So I'm trying to set up these characters so that if someone is moving, maybe the rabbit, he moves it up to this direction, and by mistake, he takes this direction, he will meet a crab, right? So I need to sort of hide this crab. I need to look for a block that can hide this crab so that when this person is moving, he does not see this crab. And the moment he takes a wrong turn, all of a sudden, this block that is hiding the crab disappears. When you touch it, it disappears, and then the crab appears. And then we assume this particular character has been eaten or has been beaten by a crab. You see that? So we are able to put up characters like that and hide them. I'm going to also create sort of something that I'm going to use to hide this. If you go onto your plus sign and probably to go onto and you create a box. I want a box that is just going to I don't want it in this color. I need it in white. I need it in white so that it tallies with my background. If I can pick, for example, that, I hope that will fit into my box, and then say fine, there it is. And then I could try to use that to hide the what? The scorpion. Do you see that? And then when this person is moving, we move, and then we're going to code on the rabbit that if it touches on the, if it touches any other object, if it touches this hidden object here, right? Then what should happen? That hidden object should disappear. You still remember we had words that were hidden. When you click on them, they sort of disappear. So you can put up that white block here, and then when the rabbit comes here and the person moves this way by mistake, that white block, if it touches that white block, it disappears, and then the crab appears. And then we assume there that that person has been bitten by a crab. And then again, we need to code that maybe game over. The person has lost the game. And we can put in all these traps in different places. We can put one over here such that if someone comes down here and turns that way, there is also a trap there that it reveals another thing that is going to knock him out of the game. Even when he is turning this way, the same thing. So you can add all these things to make sure that your game looks exciting, and some of the things you hide so that people don't see when they're playing the game. But all of a sudden, if they take a wrong turn, that particular animal appears and then it actually knocks them out of the game. So I need you to improve this game, add on, hide some of these things that are here, and make sure that you perfect the game. Give it to someone else to play it with those traps that you have added, and that will be so exciting. I hope you enjoyed this game that we have designed today. It was quite exciting, and thank you very much for the correction that it was on the bump block instead of on the click block. I had overlooked that one, and I'm ready now to listen to any questions that might be coming through. Let me check my chats quickly. Okay. Okay, thank you. I'm going to open up this for any people who want to ask. I'm going to stop sharing the screen. Start off with Zanele. Zanele, do you want to say something?
Let me just say that how does the rabbit touch the crab, then it's game over?
Okay, remember, I'm going to quickly show you now, Zanele, share the screen again. Remember, if I put this one, it is on bump. So if the rabbit bumps, if it touches another object, another character that is here, in other words, if they touch each other, what should happen? I can add either a stop, or I can add this stop. This stop stops everything. So if they bump, if this rabbit bumps on any character there, which could be a scorpion or the hidden box, then the program stops. And I can add maybe a message that is saying game over. See? So if it bumps on another one, it stops, and then there's a message that says game over because it has bumped or taken a wrong route. I hope that answers you, Zanele.
Yeah, pretty much does.
Okay. Let me check someone else. Miriam?
Sam?
Yes.
Can I ask you something?
Yes.
When I use it on my sister's computer, it doesn't save my project.
Miriam, I'm sorry, it's a problem that we have had in different devices. I've seen that also, that in some devices, it does not save properly. It does not save properly.
Okay.
Thank you, Miriam. Aisha? Aisha? Yes.
Yes. Teacher?
Yes.
I like the code.
You like the code?
Yes.
Yes, thank you very much, Aisha. Try others also put traps here and there. Make sure that it's exciting. Give it to your mom, your sister, whoever is there to try.
Okay, bye.
Yes.
One question. Why is there a stream of raising my hand when I raise my hand?
Come again, Yasha?
Why when I raise my hand I see a hand raised on my screen?
I don't know what's happening on your device, but I can see your hand on this other side, and that's why I picked on you.
Okay, but also why do when I was coding I heard echoes?
But there will be maybe more than one person who has opened up his mic. So please make sure that we have only one person that is speaking. That's why I call on the name first before I allow you to speak.
Okay.
So keep your mics off so that we don't have the echo.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Nyasha. Nakisha.
All I wanted to say was I'm new, so I'm catching up on it all. And all I'm doing when you're coding is I'm watching because I can't go onto it.
Okay, listen, my dear, that's very good. Try to make sure that you go through all our videos. You find all those videos on YouTube. If you go onto your YouTube and then you type the lesson topic, or you simple type Africa Teen Geeks, you'll find all our grade 2 and 3 coding videos. They're available for you there. Go through each and every one of them and you will enjoy.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. I hope you had a wonderful day. Please remember Friday, it's a day when our parents will come and join in. And again, today is the final day for submission of that form. Please make sure that you submit that form. Remember the link, I put it on our chats. Make sure you fill in those details. Ask your parents to help you fill in those details. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye.